Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into some incredibly relevant source material to tackle a topic that is literally top of mind for young adults right now across Australia, the US, the UK, and Canada. We are talking about escaping that traditional 9-to-5 grind and building truly resilient wealth in an economy that, well, let's just say it keeps keeping us on our toes. We're going to break down exactly how to pivot from merely surviving to strategically thriving. All right, let's jump right in. So, I've got to ask you directly. Is your 9-to-5 paycheck feeling a little lighter these days? Because if it is, believe me, you are absolutely not alone. Right now, we're navigating a global economy that's basically crawling along at a 3.2% growth rate. And when you combine that with this stubborn, sticky inflation that just refuses to cool down, yeah, it hurts. Everyday prices are consistently outpacing wage growth, which kind of acts like this invisible tax that is seriously squeezing our household budgets. But there is a massive silver lining here, and this is exactly where your opportunity lies. Get this, by 2034, the global gig economy is projected to hit a staggering $2.1 trillion in value. That is trillion with a T. It's being fueled by this explosive 15.79% compound annual growth rate. So what used to be seen as just a temporary gig or weekend work, it's undergoing a massive structural shift. It's now becoming a primary vehicle for young professionals to totally regain control over their financial destiny. To help us navigate this, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The new economic reality. 2. Trading time for money. 3. High-skilled digital freelancing. 4. The AI gold rush. 5. Playing the long game. And finally, 6. Choosing your wealth strategy. Section 1. The new economic reality. The financial squeeze. You know, modern side hustles aren't just about scraping together a little extra cash for a Friday night out anymore. Today, they are absolutely vital tools for building financial resilience. Just look at the macro data. The workforce is adapting, and fast. Take Canada, for example. A whopping 1 in 3 Canadians now have a side hustle, heavily led by the younger demographic. And why are they doing it? Well, research shows the average side hustle adds a life-changing $15,430 a year to their income after tax. I mean, that is serious money. That's investments, a down payment, or honestly, just some much-needed breathing room. I absolutely love this quote from the Gentleman's Journal. They perfectly capture the modern gig worker's mindset, describing it as a latte-fueled defiance against the economy. Isn't that great? It just nails how gig work today is this pragmatic, stylish, and totally socially acceptable way for young professionals to seize back control of their finances, all without giving up their lifestyle. Section 2. Trading time for money. The starting rung. Okay, so this is the entry-level tier, and it is so crucial to understand the fundamental difference in your options here. Trading time for money is what we call active income. Think driving an Uber or bartending. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. Scalable digital wealth, on the other hand, is totally different. That's about building passive digital ventures where your upfront effort compounds over time. It literally breaks the ceiling on what you can earn. Let's quickly look at some of the most popular active income gigs. You've got your standard ride-sharing and food delivery. Super accessible, sure, but they definitely carry hidden costs like car maintenance. Then there's valet driving. This can actually be incredibly lucrative because it puts you face-to-face with high-net-worth individuals for networking. You can also do online tutoring, which, as one of our sources hilariously points out, is basically just parents outsourcing guilt so their kids pass math. Oh, and we can't forget professional queuing. This is a uniquely British hustle where you literally get paid to stand in line in the drizzle for concert tickets or exclusive sample sales. No joke. But there is a big catch with this tier. As Marco from WHITEBOARD Finance notes in our sources, trading your time for money ultimately becomes a never-ending hamster wheel. While those gig apps might bring in fast cash today, the absolute reality is that you stop earning the very second you stop driving, serving, or standing in that line. Section 3, High-Skill Digital Freelancing, the new corporate cornerstone. Right now, the corporate world is heavily turning to independent professionals to fill their critical roles. If you have specialized knowledge, you're not just a worker anymore, you're a strategic partner, and you can charge a serious premium. Just look at the earning ceilings across the US, UK, and Canada. A delivery driver might max out around $30 an hour in the US or maybe £13 in the UK, and that's before expenses. But a freelance writer or a specialized virtual assistant, they can easily scale up to 50, 100, or even more per hour. Those digital skills give you a massively higher ceiling and, frankly, way more comfortable working conditions. So I really want to challenge you right now. Take a hard look at your own skills. because you can launch a lucrative virtual assistant business from scratch just by following these 4 steps. First, identify the transferable skills you already have, things like organization or clear communication. Second, learn the free versions of essential tools. I'm talking Trello, Slack, Canva. Third, create a super simple menu of just 3 to 5 services, like email management or data entry, and put together a mock portfolio. Finally, get yourself onto platforms like Upwork or People Per Hour and start pitching. And hey, keep in mind that your skills can get incredibly niche. The Gentleman's Journal shared this amazingly witty anecdote about professional home and office organizers. They say that eventually, you'll get these loyal clients who call you in an absolute panic at 9 p.m. just because they are so emotionally overwhelmed by their clutter that their filing cabinet has feelings. Seriously, people will gladly pay top dollar for the exact kind of calm and order that you probably find completely natural. Section 4, the AI Gold Rush, monetizing artificial intelligence skills. Okay, pay attention because this represents the absolute most explosive trend in the 2025 and 2026 gig economy. Monetizing AI is not about letting robots steal your job, not at all. It's about learning to leverage AI to drastically multiply your own human output and creativity. The number you really need to remember here is 40%. Data from Upwork shows that freelancers offering specialized AI skills earn roughly 40% more per hour than their peers. Whether you're training machine learning models or just using ChatGPT to write high-converting copy in half the time, AI is this massive skill multiplier that simply commands a premium in today's market. And that brings us to the super fascinating new term that's popping up everywhere: vibe coding. This is basically the process of creating software using AI and natural language rather than traditional programming. This is an absolute game changer for young entrepreneurs. It means that anyone with strong logic and a good sense of design can now build full web apps and automate workflows for small businesses without ever needing to write a single line of traditional code. How wild is that? Section 5, playing the long game, scalable digital wealth. Now we're moving into the really exciting stuff, scalable digital wealth. This is where you defer that immediate gratification, putting an effort that slowly compounds into passive, potentially life-changing income. A prime example of this e-commerce scalability is dropshipping. The steps are pretty straightforward. Select a niche, find a reliable supplier on a site like AliExpress, build out a Shopify store, and run targeted TikTok or Google ads. Because you never actually hold the inventory, the barrier to entry is incredibly low. But quick warning here, literally millions of people are trying this. The real key to actually surviving and becoming profitable isn't just picking a cool product, it's mastering the branding, the customer service, and the marketing. That's what sets you apart. And there are plenty of other highly scalable digital models out there too. You can launch paid newsletters on platforms like Substack, start a YouTube channel, create online courses on Udemy, sell digital assets on Etsy, or dive into high-yield investing. The absolutely crucial point here is that platforms like YouTube or a paid finance newsletter basically allow you to turn yourself into a highly profitable mini media company with practically zero overhead. But the real secret to thriving with these long game options, it all comes down to this brilliant insight. The best side hustles are born from taste, not urgency. Look, building a successful YouTube channel or an online course takes a lot of time. The most sustainable way to survive the long game is to take your genuine private interests and passions and polish them into digital enterprises. If you truly love what you're doing, you won't burn out and quit before it finally becomes profitable. Section 6, choosing your wealth strategy, the final step. All right, we have covered a ton of ground today, from the very real, urgent realities of our current economy to the incredible frontiers of AI and digital media. Now the challenge shifts to you. You need to synthesize what we've talked about and choose the path that best fits your lifestyle, your unique skills, and your schedule. Based on all these sources, my biggest piece of advice to young adults everywhere is this. Use the gig economy strategically. Don't just use it to barely survive sticky inflation or to pay off one single bill. Use it to stop endlessly trading your time and start actively building your freedom. Start building those digital assets, develop those high-income skills, and leverage this amazing technology to create a life where you are entirely in the driver's seat. So I want to leave you with one final, very important question. Are you ready to step off that hamster wheel and start your digital harvest? The tools out there have literally never been sharper, and the opportunities have never been greater. Dive right in, find your specific niche, and just start building. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and honestly, I cannot wait to see what you build.